Hello, we're going to talk about renovation filters this morning. We'll talk about renovation statuses and how to apply those, renovation filters, and how to control what the status appears like. We'll jump right into this. I've got a cluster of walls here, and if I select these walls, I can see that they're set to a status here under the categories section. A group of walls as to be demolished, others as existing, and this third group at the bottom is new. And you'll notice that I can change those walls in their settings once they've been placed, or if I start to draw a wall, it's automatically going to be whatever's set in the renovation palette. I won't be able to control it here in the settings until after it's been placed. So if I draw this wall in, then I can change it to existing to be demolished or whatever it needs to be. You can also set in the renovation palette here, you can define what elements are placed as before they're placed, which is a really useful palette to have up because it also lets you grab a group of elements like this, as long as they are able to be adjusted. Section markers, elevation markers can't have a status, but if I grab all of these walls, for example, I can set all of those walls to be demo, and that'll allow you to select multiple types of elements as opposed to, for example, if I throw a slab in the mix and grab the wall and the slab, and in the element settings, you'll notice it's only selecting the wall setting. So if I change the status, it won't affect the status of the slab, whereas if I come in here and change those to new or existing, it'll change both the slab and the wall. So we're going to get rid of that for now and go into the renovation filters. So that's the status. That's the element setting that we're actually applying to each wall in this example. And then looking at the filters themselves, we can go to the filter settings here, and we can look at the renovation filters. Each filter uses the three status settings to either show, hide, or override each status. Currently I'm viewing it with the show all filter applied, but going to the existing plan, you can see that the existing plan is showing both the existing and demolished elements and hiding the new. The demolition plan is showing existing, overriding, demolished, and hiding new. And just going through these, there's any number of combinations for those three filters. An important thing to know is that when these elements are set to override, there's only one override style for each status. So, for example, I can't have elements to be demolished overridden with a dotted line in plan status and a dashed line in demolition plan. If it's a dashed line, they're going to show up as a dashed line wherever they're being overridden. So let's take a look at the demo plan here now. So you notice the walls set to new disappeared. The walls set to demo are being overridden by the override, and then the existing walls are still just as is. So I can cycle through these and see what the appearance is. Notice that there isn't an intersection here between an existing wall and a new wall. And typically we would want that. Might need to play around with some building materials so that they clean up a little bit better. But typically we would want these to react to each other because we're building the new walls around the existing. There are also other filter settings down here at the bottom of the window for existing elements, demolished elements, and just general annotation elements. So if we go back to show all, everything's showing, but we can hide openings or opening markers of existing. We can show with a solid cut fill. We can set existing elements not to intersect, just as an example. So then we see existing elements here overlapping with the new elements and with the demo elements. So those aren't interacting at their junctions. So that's also an option to control intersection points. And these are by filter, so if I set this not to intersect, it can intersect in a different filter. So then controlling these overrides, so for example the demo plan, we're overriding elements to be demolished. Those are actually controlled by a new feature to 20 called graphic overrides, and we'll cover that in another video. But I just want to take a quick glance at it here. There are 3 override styles specific to the renovation filter. And just to give a quick overview, the override style has a set of rules. And for the renovation filter, it's pretty simple that the type is all types and the status is either new, demolished, and existing. And you have control over line type, pen weight, fill type, skin separators, fill pens, and pen weight by thickness or color only. And you can also override surface, which is great because if we go to a style where demo is being overridden, so here under the demolition style, and take a look at that in 3D, you'll see that we can clearly identify what's being demolished versus what's existing or new by the surfaces that are overridden. So that's your crash course on renovation filters. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time.